everybody. Hello, it's Matthew Street and welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you being here. And folks, any of you that regularly follow my channel probably have seen the two videos where I talk about meeting Paul and Ringo. Ringo's was well over a year ago and Paul's was fairly recent. If you go back several videos, you could find that segment. Now, meeting them, probably two of the most memorable events during my lifetime. Obviously many special events with family and friends we could chat about, but meeting Paul and Ringo were right up there, folks. Big time importance in my personal life. And I may link the videos here for those two videos in case you did miss them. You're welcome to go check them out. And what's nice about the stories meeting Paul and Ringo is that I have the bells and whistles to go along with it. I have pictures of myself with Paul, with Ringo. I have their autographs. Things of that nature really enhance the story and make it much more, right there, immediate. And I'm asked about those meetings frequently from friends and fellow Beatle fans and whatnot. Like to ask me questions about meeting Paul and Ringo, and I'm always happy to answer. But with today's story, and I'm sure you already know what this one's going to be about, but although I have no bells and whistles, I have no picture with this person, I have no autograph from this person, meeting Linda McCartney had just as much of an impact on me as meeting Paul and Ringo, and it really revealed to me what a kind-hearted, warm, and caring person she truly was. Now, the story picks up on the day I met Paul. That was July 25th, 1990, in the backstage area of Foxborough Stadium. And you can go back to his video to see how that all came about and how I ended up there. But anyway, right at that moment, near the end of my meeting and spending about 10 or 12 minutes with Paul, we had our picture taken together. I made sure, remember I told you in the story that I leaned into Paul to touch his shoulder to my shoulder. You can go back and check all that out. It was kind of funny. But anyway, he offered me his autograph. He signed that nice, I don't know if you can see, it's behind George's cardboard thing, but he signed an autograph for me. We said our goodbyes. I shook hands with Paul. I thanked him again. And at that moment, one of his security team who was there said to me, he said, okay, kind of let me to my own devices. He said, yeah, just walk back, back through under the big large tent there. When you get to the other side of that other large tent, past the trailers on your right, you'll see the gate leading to the backstage parking area. There'll be a security guy there. He'll let you through that gate to get to your car. Then when you get to your car, then you can just pull out towards the main sliding gate, and there'll be another security guy there. They'll let you right out. You'll be all set. And I was like, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And that was pretty much it. So I start walking. This is, after the whole thing with Paul's over, I start walking to exit, and I walk towards the tent. After several yards, I get into this large tent, start walking through the large tent, which takes a little bit of time, quite a few steps. Get through the tent. As I come out the other side of the tent, I'm on cloud nine, folks. I'm just like, this. What just happened to me was amazing. I mean, like one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments. But as I'm coming through the tent, I can see out of my peripheral vision on my left, I see two figures coming up an incline from the backstage, the actual stage area, backstage, back towards the tents, the trailers, and that area. I could see them in my peripheral vision, but I just keep walking. I'm like happy as a clam. I've got my Paul autograph in my hand. I have my camera, and I'm just going. I'm just like, I'm just in la la land. But then I hear a voice call out to me, and it's distinctly a female voice, and says, "Thank you so much. Thank you very much for all your help." So I turn to my left and I look. And it's Linda McCartney walking with a staff member. Didn't look like a security member, looked like somebody on the tour staff or whatever. It was a male. And she's walking up towards the area, and she called out and thanked me. So I turned towards her, and obviously I recognized Linda, and So I stop and I greet her. I go, oh, hello, Linda. Oh, you're welcome. No problem. Or I can't remember my exact wording. I said, oh, no problem. And I said, you're very welcome. And I walked towards her, and I remember holding out my hand and giving her a very gentle handshake, not like a real, like a manly handshake, just like a nice, gentle handshake. I shook her hand, and I said to her, oh, I said, I just gave Paul some gifts. I says, and some of them have some animal rights type themes to them, or support of animal rights. I says, and for you and the family. And she said, oh, thank you very much. I'll have to see them. I think that's the way she put it. I'll have to see them. I don't remember her saying look at them. I thought she said, oh, I'll have to see them. And I remember saying, oh, okay. I go, I really hope tonight goes well. And I says, good luck. Have a great show tomorrow night. And she said, thank you. And she says to me, are you going? Which caught me off guard, and thank goodness I was, as I told you in the Paul video, because it would have been kind of a bummer to turn around and say, oh, no, I'm not, I'm not going to your show. I said, oh, yes, as a matter of fact, I'm taking the whole family. And that seemed to take her aback a little bit, oh, like the whole family? I go, yeah. I said, I'm going with my wife and my brother and a friend, and my parents are coming. I said, there's 6 of us. We're all looking forward to it, seeing the show. She goes, that's wonderful. I hope you enjoy it. I said, oh, I'm sure we will. Thank you so much. And she said, thank you. I said, well, goodbye now. And she said goodbye. And I continued walking, and she continued walking. And no picture, folks. I didn't say, can I get a picture with you, Linda? I didn't do that. I didn't say, can I have you sign an autograph? I didn't do that. Now, some of you might be saying, why didn't you? I don't really have a definitive answer for you other than to say it was just a gentle, friendly exchange between 2 individuals. There was no pretentiousness or like this aura of celebrity she exuded that, I felt. It's almost like I was just talking to a friend, a casual friend. And I didn't have it in my mindset to go autograph, picture, get something from her. That just wasn't in my mindset, folks. It was just not there at all. It was just, I just had a good moment with her. I was so content and happy with that. Said our goodbyes, and that was it. And I kept going. But what struck me later about meeting Linda for those brief few moments was that I thought to myself after, wait a minute, I was just some guy who was helping with security that night. Help, do the little car, go see the Paul video, but do the car escort to get them backstage. That she remembered who I was, that I was that guy who helped with that escort. And she saw me walking, and I said I saw her in my peripheral vision. I didn't turn and see her and walk towards her. I was just continuing to march, folks. I was going. She saw me walking. She could have ignored me. She could have just let me pass. Oh, there's that guy who helped, get our car in here earlier. Okay. She could have let me pass because I didn't notice her, but she didn't. She called out to me to thank me, to say thank you for that small little gesture that I had done, which was just part of my job. But she took the time to acknowledge me and express an interest in me. And that really struck me after. I said, you know what? Her personality, I could feel it for those brief moments, shined with warmth, her caringness, and I could really see that loving spirit that she has within her, or had within her. You could really feel it even for a few brief moments. And I've always loved and respected Linda McCartney, always, even before, meeting her like that and meeting Paul, going back to the early days of Wings and that. I always loved and respected Linda. Never was one of these fans who, had it in for her or something like that. I always felt positive about her. But I got to tell you, after meeting her, it really enhanced my admiration for her tenfold. It really did. And I'll always cherish those brief, wonderful moments I spent with her, albeit it was nothing near the time that I got to spend with Paul, 10, 12 minutes. It was maybe a minute or two with her, but just to have those few brief moments with her, I'll always remember them, and I'll always say, thank you, Linda. Thank you for your caringness and taking the time for a little guy like me to make me feel important. And I thought I'd leave you today with, folks, show you this issue of Club Sandwich. After Linda passed away, Paul put out this special personal edition which he put together himself with wonderful pictures of Paul and Linda, especially some great pictures of her. It's just a great tribute. There are no words to it, just nothing but pictures. But you know what? The pictures say it all and tell the story of what a wonderful, wonderful person she was. And I just thought I'd show you that real quickly. But folks, what I want to leave you with finally before I end this video is just a couple of words from Paul. He wrote a personal letter inside this issue of Club Sandwich about Linda, and I'll just read it in part. I won't read the whole thing, but basically says, "My love. Linda means beautiful in Spanish, and my Linda was certainly that, inside and out. Anyone who met her, however briefly, was touched by her genuine interest and gentle kindness. The beauty of her spirit never failed to communicate itself to those she encountered. Whether they were young or old, male or female, or whatever, they were worthy of respect, and so she treated them exactly the same, and they invariably felt very comfortable being with her. Her vision of the world was and is a simple one: love, kindness, respect, and thoughtfulness for one another and for our fellow species, and a deep distrust of people who neglect those values. This issue of Club Sandwich may convey a small amount of the love we and her many friends and admirers feel for her, but nothing could ever really express the deepest feelings in our hearts. Her spirit will live forever in those of us who believe in the magic she stood for. Linda means beautiful. We love you, Linda. Paul." With that, folks, I'll leave you and say I hope you enjoyed this video about my brief encounter with Linda McCartney, a truly, truly wonderful spirit and soul. We love you, Linda. Bye-bye.